basically a electronics graduate, and had been something in an inborn quality like for doing something on entrepreneurship. So I started my business career at a young age of 25, and I'm a first generation businessman. So by God grace, there was some intuitive things were always there in mind. I started with manufacturing of push button telephones. Push button telephones came to India around 1992, and 1995 was a period when in open market these kind of products the demand started coming in. So I started with manufacturing of push button telephones, then added on EPBX systems, which are quite a new concept when we started in 1997. So today caller ID is a very common feature, but if we go back to 1998, 1999, at that time government announced for the first time in India that before picking up your telephone you will be able to see your telephone number. So I was the first person in India to introduce a indigenous caller ID. So when we introduced that product, it was kind of a revolution. Government had announced that they are going to provide this facility, and we came up with a unit where you were able to see the calling person name. It was a huge problem in those times. Today caller ID is a very common feature. Today people will not even think about what was it a bigger thing if the number came in before the telephone came in. So but it was something like that. But caller ID came like this and went like anything. Earlier endeavors were on a partnership basis, so I had to move out of that partnership. Then came up what to do new. So security at that time was something a new kind of a concept, but so many terrorist activities going on, so much insecurity in the people's mind. So we thought that the security could be one domain within the electronics domain which could have a good future. So that's why we started off, and we thought over why not enter into this domain. And in 2002 then we started off with the manufacturing of security equipment. And since 2002 we started off with the manufacturing of accessories of CCTV equipments like switches, power supplies, video amplifiers. And in 2008 we came along with Sony. Sony at that time was looking for some partner to manufacture CCTV cameras in India. Before that, it was only a screwdriver technology which was being done. The motherboard of the camera was being imported from outside India, from Korea, Taiwan, China, and it was being assembled here in the casing. So somehow we came to know that Sony was trying to find out some partner. We approached them, and Sony thought over that they are talking to people like Honeywell, Siemens, and they are not ready to do it. And they were astonished that a very small company like ours was putting interest into doing such kind of a product. So, but somehow we managed to convince them, and they gave us, they signed an agreement with us. We can develop a product onto their technology, and they gave us 5 months to develop the product. And we developed the product in 45 days. And that was something which was, even the people of Sony didn't thought over that it can be done in India in such a time. And that forced managing director of Sony to come to India to launch this product. On 24th July 2008, Sony managing director came to India to launch a product which was of a size of 32 by 32 mm, which is a motherboard which goes into each and every camera. That's a motherboard, like for your computer, the motherboard, it goes into every computer, whether it is i5, i3, i5, i7. Similarly, there is a motherboard which goes into every kind of a camera. So after that, now it's a history. Like then we added on more models, more products into that domain. So now we have a complete portfolio of product which includes analog cameras, IP cameras, recorders, IP network recorders, the other accessories which come along with them, switches, power supplies, everything we do. We are a complete CCTV company. As of now, we are a complete CCTV company. We provide everything which goes along with a CCTV system, whether it includes camera, recorders, power supplies, amplifiers, switches, everything. He was only a technological partner.
Okay.
So we were, because Sony was manufacturing the image sensors, So anybody will buy image sensor only when he is able to make the complete camera. So they had to give the technology of the image sensor to the partner, and we were manufacturing, and we were there was nothing to be sold to Sony. We were the customer to Sony. So Sony has two parts. One is a Sony Incorporation, another one is Sony Electronics. So Sony Incorporation is a product company and Sony Electronics is a component manufacturer. So we were tied up with Sony Electronics. It is under the same umbrella, but two different verticals of it. Manufacturing facility in Haridwar, which is a special economic zone. So since when we started this manufacturing of cameras, so everything was coming from mostly from China, Taiwan, and to compete with those people, so we shifted our factory from Noida to Haridwar, and now we are coming up with a second unit in Noida, and we will be having a combined facility will be around, we can produce around 2.5 million cameras per month once both the facilities are start working. So second unit is almost complete. So we plan to maybe in another 3-4 months the production, it will go into production. We are thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister who has come up with such a innovative ideas of Make in India and Digital India, because in 2010 in the last government regime, they did one survey and they found that by 2020 electronics import would be more than oil import. So if we don't produce electronics in India, it is going to be a huge problem for the country. So the huge initiative had to be taken. So with this new Prime Minister coming into our nation, so this initiative has really given a major boost to it. And with the new campaign of Digital India, where apart from Made in India, we are also talking about design in India. So these products should not only be a manufacturing hub. Since India is known for software skills, so now all the products, even on a electronics hardware side, are all getting intelligent. So when it goes intelligent, so the software part comes into it. So it is more of a combination of a hardware and software. So we believe in this, now this combination of new product development also starting in our country will be of great help. And we are doing a huge initiative. We are developing all the products here in India. The complete ecosystem has been developed. Very frankly, as of now, whatever we are focusing is on a security domain. Maybe from the surveillance we can move on to biometrics, which is again a part of a security domain. So security itself is a very big domain. So maybe even if the diversification comes in, it would be onto a similar kind of products. Very frankly, as of now, there has not been much competition within the country. The major competition is coming from the Chinese companies. The most of the products which are coming into India or being sold into India, we are the only organized manufacturer in this domain in India. So rest of all, whatever is coming in is majorly from China and few from Korea or Japan. Rest everything is coming from China. So till date we don't, all these companies which you are talking about like peripheral, those are distributors which are coming into it. Even though if they are launching their own brands, so all those goods are also being sourced from some manufacturers in China. So you are not, we are talking about security. And we are buying the products which themselves we are not feel secure about them. We are buying the products from the country from where we have the major threat of security, and we are trying to secure ourselves from the products coming from those countries. So it's basically a tragedy for our country that we are trying to source product from our not neighbors also, they are our neighbors, but if we talk about their major security threat to us also. principles are basically the technology is changing so fast, as in all the electronic domains. So every day you need to innovate something to be in the competition. So right now the trends are moving towards HD technology. So now even the basic analog cameras have moved on to HD resolutions. IP cameras, which are again moving into HD resolutions, going up to 5 megapixels, 3 megapixels. Then what we foresee is now in coming days the things will move on to more smarter solutions. Like in mobile phones, if you see the trend now, everything has moved on to smartphones. So we believe in that. Now people, once they have used the product for first time, next time when they are going to buy, they now want more intelligence into it. As the number of cameras being used into various premises is going to increase, and it is not practically possible to look into all the cameras, monitor all those cameras by naked eye. So you definitely need some intelligence coming into them, so that cameras can be able to give you more productive results. Instead of I am looking at the camera and looking round the clock to find out what's going wrong. If my camera gets more intelligent and it gives me the information that now something has gone wrong, so I can immediately take action onto it. So the things will now the technology will move on to those things. From basic product, now we'll move on to more intelligent products. We have very recently formed a sister concern in US by the name of Sparsh Security System LLC. Apart from that, we are exporting our products to Gulf, in Dubai, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, and apart from that, we are also exporting to Italy, Belgium, Canada, Vietnam.